Welcome to the video on size, shape, key considerations for generic tablets and capsules. This entire video is based on to the US FDA guideline for size, shape and other physical attributes for generic tablets and capsules. This was the guidance for industry and related for the size and shape of generic formulations. The video covers the physical characteristics of generic tablets and capsules as a overview. It deals with the size and shape key considerations for generic formulations. What is the importance of size and shape in generic drug design and generic drug formulation development? Why matching of the generic formulation is important for the reference listed drug matters for the patient experience. So why matching the size and shape of generic formulation to the reference listed drug is important. Matching the size and shape of the R&D for the generic drug is key for the patient satisfaction and the compliance. Size and shape affects the ease of swallowing, patient acceptance, treatment adherence, and bioequivalence. So, first of all, we will start with the understanding of generic tablets and capsules advantages. Many advantages are there for the tablets and capsules like ease of administration, ease of storage, portability is good, and accuracy in the dosing. So, self administration is possible. Coming to equivalence to the reference listed drug, generic formulations must be pharmaceutically equivalent and therapeutically equivalent to the R&D or reference listed drug. It covers the physical attributes, and difference in the physical characteristics or physical attributes like size and shape may have impact on to patient compliance, acceptability and medication errors. So to avoid those things, whenever you are working onto the generic formulations, then include the size and shape in the QTPP, that is quality target product profile. Generic drug manufacturers should consider physical attributes when developing QTPP for formulation. Importance of addressing patient safety concern in the product design. So in the design stage, consider size and shape. Applicability of the guidance. So this guidance is applicable for ANDAs and supplements for additional strengths. And exclusions. So this guideline by the US FDA does not apply to approved ANDAs which are already in the market. And if any modifications are needed, considering the safety concerns, size and shape, the agency will notify the ANDA holder. Then what are the uh, scope of guidance? And this guidance is not applicable to the chewable tablets, oral tablets for suspension or solution, effervescent tablets, ODT tablets, sublingual tablet, pouches and gums. So all these type of formulations are excluded from this guidance, and the tablets and capsules which are required to be swallowed for the medication, all those are included. So why size and shape is important? Because size and shape impacts the dysphagia patient response. Survey were made and many of the people were having dysphagia, and patient response was not good for the products which were having the swallowing problems or swallowing difficulties. Many patients face the problem of swallowing difficulty. Challenges with the larger tablets and capsules. So swallowing difficulty. Size is the primary factor for many of the individuals struggling to swallow. Then a transit time. So larger tablets, as we know, these larger tablets will have prolonged esophageal transit time, leading to possible disintegration in the esophagus. And if this disintegration happens in the esophagus, then it will have a risk of pain, localized esophagitis, and severe complications like ulceration and perforation. Adverse events related to size. If the size of capsule or tablet is much larger, then it will have a risk of pain, choking, aspiration. And studies have indicated that swallowing difficulties significantly rise with the tablet size greater than 8 mm in the diameter. So always understand that if the tablet size is higher than 8 mm, it will have more problems in swallowing. Research findings on transit time has been done, and they have found that smaller tablets have significantly faster transit time compared to the larger tablets. Studies found 8 mm diameter tablets had faster transit than 11 mm round and 14 mm tablet in length and 9 mm in the width oval shaped tablets. Esopharyngeal phase. Increased size correlates with the difficulty in swallowing, difficulty in transferring the tablets or capsule from the mouth to the esophagus. So this is the problem with larger tablets and capsules. Coming to the impact of shape on swallowing, shape variability may have impact on to swallowing. Certain shape may be easier to swallow than others. In vitro studies, this study indicated that flat tablets exhibit greater adherence to the esophagus compared to the capsule-shaped tablets. So shape will also have impact, and generally flat tablets have problem in the swallowing. Human studies indicated that oval tablet may be easier to swallow and have faster esophageal transit time than round tablets of the same weight. So oval shape is good and the tablet size of 8 mm is good. Influence of size and shape and on compliance. So patient compliance get affected with the size and shape. Size. Larger tablets are generally difficult to swallow. Shape that facilitate easier swallowing may improve adherence to the treatment. Patient related factors are there like demographics. Children, adolescents and elderly are more likely to experience swallowing difficulties. Additional factors like body position, fluid uptake, fluid intake may have swallowing problems. There are some medical conditions like multiple sclerosis, muscle dystrophy, Parkinson disease, which affect the swallowing capacity of the larger tablets and capsules. So, addressing the swallowing difficulties, while not all patient factors can be modified through design, the physical characteristics of tablets and capsule can be optimized. So, this is the main area of this guideline that we can address the swallowing difficulties through the physical characteristics of the tablets and capsules. So recommendations were made like tablets and capsules should be developed to minimize swallowing difficulties, and this approach can enhance patient compliance and the medication regimens. Other physical attributes are given in the guideline. Other attributes are coating. So presence of coating will have good impact. It will give ease of swallowing. Uncoated tablet may have decreased mobility compared to the coated tablets because coated tablets become slippery and smooth. Patient acceptance factors coating can enhance palatability and mask unpleasant smells. So these also improve the patient acceptance. Weight and transit time. Heavier tablets or capsules may have faster transit time compared to the lighter counterparts of the similar size. So this is the weight as a physical attribute. Additional parameters which are affecting the influencing the transit time are surface area, disintegration time and swelling propensity. So surface area is also included as an additional parameter or physical attributes. Surface area affects the rate of dissolution and absorption. Disintegration time, the time it takes for a tablet or capsule to break down can impact how quickly the active ingredient is released. Swelling propensity. Some formulations may swell when swallowed, influencing how they travel through the esophagus. QTPP. So these physical attributes should be taken into account whenever we are developing QTPP for the generic formulation. Coming to the core area of this guideline regarding the recommendation for generic tablets and capsules, and this is the very important uh, part. So basics recommendations are based on the published literature. So these literature based recommendations are given by FDA, and FDA's experience with the NDAs and ANDAs are considered. If a tablet or capsule differs from the recommendations, the applicant should consult with the OGD. OGD will provide supporting information for the generic applicant. Size recommendations. So for tablets, generally similar size is recommended. Generic oral tablets and capsules should be similar in size with the RLD or reference listed drug. So always try to have tablet size and shape similar to the RLD. If there are any patent concern, then you can change the size and shape, but still the generic applicant should be uh, on a same information or same recommendation for size and shape as per the RLD. Size limitations. So this is the main part. If the RLD is less than 17 mm, then no more than 20% larger in any single dimension should not exceed 17 mm. So if RLD is having largest dimension less than 17 mm, then generic applicant can increase the large dimension by 20%, but it should not exceed 17 mm and no more than 40% larger in volume. And volume should not exceed 40% more than the volume of RLD. If the RLD is more than 17 mm or longer, then no larger than RLD in any single dimension or volume. So if you are working onto a formulation for which the RLD is having a dimension of 18 mm, for those type of formulations, the generic applicant is required to have similar size and shape, and there is no uh, size limitation is given like more than 20% in larger or in longest dimension or volume. So if the RLD is less than 17 mm, you can get margin of 20% larger dimension and 40% volume. But if RLD is more than 17 mm, then no larger than RLD in any single dimension or volume. Now coming to the information for this guideline, tablets with largest dimension of below 17 mm, smaller than 17 mm. If RLD is smaller than 17 mm, what type of criteria is there? Generic tablet to be not more than 20% larger in any dimension, but up to 17 mm. So if your RLD is, for example, 10 mm, then 20% of that will become 2 mm, and dimension of generic tablet can be 12 mm. But also it should match in the volume criteria of 40%. Then if it is 11 mm, you can go up to 13.2. If it is 12 mm, you can go 14.4. If RL is 13 mm, you can go 15.6. If it is 14 mm, you can go by 20% criteria of 16.8 mm. But once the RLD dimension becomes 14.1, then you will be near to 17 mm. If it is 14.2 mm, the 20% criteria if you apply, it will become 17.04 mm. So as per the guideline, the generic applicant may not go beyond 17 mm if the RLD is smaller than 17 mm. So this is the main thing here is to understand. Many of the professionals find it difficult to understand this thing. If the RLD is 15 mm, then you cannot get the 20% larger dimension because it will become 18 mm. So whenever you are working on this type of formulations, always remember that if the RLD is smaller than 17 mm, then you can go up to 17 mm only as the largest dimension. So this is the simplified table I have included here, and also consider maximum tablet size is 22 mm. If the RLD is having a largest dimension or longest dimension of 17 mm or more, then the generic applicant should make the generic tablet exactly similar to the RLD. Coming to the capsules, so maximum size for tablets and capsules is given. The capsule sizes are given in the guideline. Capsule should not exceed size 00. So 00 capsule size is the largest capsule size. Additional flexibility may be provided for products 8 mm or smaller. If the product is below 8 mm, then additional flexibility can be given. One capsule size increase allowed if RLD is size 3 or smaller. For size 2 or larger, size increase requires justification. Scientific justifications are required to be provided if the size is 2 or larger. Size 3 or smaller, you can increase the one size. That means if the RLD is size 3, you can go for size 2. But if the RLD is size 2 or size 1, you cannot increase the size. Size 2 or larger, justification is needed for size increase. So this is regarding the capsule size. Now coming to the shape recommendations. Generally similar shape is recommended for tablets and capsules. These formulations should have similar shape to the RLD, or the shape should be uh, easier or proven easier to swallow. Then cross sectional area. Larger cross sectional areas like rounder shape may be more difficult to swallow. Measuring techniques such as spatial imaging or computer models are recommended for accuracy. So these are some of the requirements given by the US FDA guideline. Then coming to the other physical attributes. So other physical attributes, as I have mentioned, like coating, weight, surface area, disintegration time, and swelling propensity should be evaluated. These factors are required to be documented and provide descriptions of physical characteristics in the CTD section 3 to P1. So whenever you are writing into the CTD, say, you should write in section 3 to P1. Summarize for sizes outside recommendation in the section 3 to P2 or 3 to P5, 6. And now coming to the biowaivers. So as the general criteria is there for biowaivers, proportional similarity should be there between the strains. Applicant should consult FDA guidance for designing and formulating other strains for bioequivalence. And OGD should be contacted. This is the information regarding size and shape for generic tablets and capsules as per the US FDA recommendation. The important thing here is to understand that the capsule size you should remember as size 00 is the largest size, and for tablets 22 mm length of the tablet is the largest length. If you have a RLD smaller than 17 mm, then you can get the uh, criteria of 20% larger in dimension and 40% in volume. So you cannot go beyond 20% larger length and beyond 40% larger in volume. So for example, if you are working on a 14 mm length tablet, if your dimension is 14 mm as a length for tablet, you can increase it up to 20%, and your volume should not go beyond 40% larger. So you can make the minor modifications to your composition, tablet weight and dimensions, and you can match with the size and shape guideline. So I hope you might have got a good understanding for this topic. If you have any questions and queries, please do comment. Thank you for watching the video.